As the newly appointed head coach of the Indiana Fever, Stephanie White is gearing up for a season of growth and success. Following a standout tenure with the Connecticut Sun, White is determined to elevate the Fever into a championship-contending team. During her introductory press conference, White made it clear that her vision for the team is focused on leadership, development, and ultimately, titles. Caitlyn Clark, recently named Times Athlete of the Year, had an exceptional rookie season in the WNBA. The 22-year-old guard set multiple records, including single-season and single-game assist records, and became the first rookie to ever achieve a triple-double. Her stellar performance also led the Fever to their first playoff appearance since 2016. However, despite Clark's individual success, former head coach Christy Sides was dismissed after the season ended, clearing the way for White to take the helm. White's return to the Fever is a homecoming of sorts. Having served as an assistant coach and then head coach from 2011 to 2016, White is familiar with the organization and its culture. Now, with a new group of players, including Clark, White hopes to lead the Fever back to the playoffs and possibly further in the 2024 season. As the Fever prepare for the upcoming WNBA season, which starts in May, White is focused on building a sustainable winning culture. She has already begun working with Clark and the team to improve their play and leadership abilities. If all goes as planned, the Fever will aim for back-to-back playoff appearances, with Clark leading the charge. The combination of White's leadership, her understanding of young athletes, and Clark's immense potential sets the stage for a thrilling new chapter for the Indiana Fever. With strong guidance and a focus on team success, the future looks bright for both White and Clark in the upcoming WNBA season. With the help of a historic Rookie of the Year performance from generational basketball talent Caitlyn Clark, the Indiana Fever found their way into the WNBA playoffs for the first time since 2016 this past season. Though the Fever earned a postseason berth in 2024, they ultimately fell short with a first-round playoff sweep against the Connecticut Sun. This postseason appearance was a step in the right direction for the Indiana franchise, but the Fever have bigger aspirations heading into their 2025 WNBA campaign. With newly hired head coach Stephanie White at the helm and Clark returning for her second season as the league's brightest star, the franchise is aiming higher this coming season. Clark shared a similar message during her appearance at the Annika Pro-Am golf event in November. "Our goal last year was to reach the playoffs, and we accomplished that, but now we want to be championship contenders," Clark said. "I think we're putting the pieces together to make that happen, hopefully adding some free agents." You can feel the excitement throughout the organization, the city, and our fans. "I can't wait to get back out there. Honestly, I wish we had a game tomorrow." Clark is looking to improve upon what was a historic rookie campaign as an all-star point guard for the Fever in 2024. In her first professional season, Clark averaged 19.2 points, 5.7 rebounds, and a league-leading 8.4 assists per game. She finished the year as the league's all-time leader in single-game and single-season assists and became the first rookie in WNBA history to record multiple triple-doubles. Like a meteor, Caitlyn Clark arrived to change women's basketball for a generation that was ready to be entertained in a new way. Clark's historic NCAA career with the Iowa Hawkeyes led to her selection by the Indiana Fever at the top of the 2024 WNBA draft, and the star point guard did not disappoint in her debut season. After setting the record for points scored by a college basketball player, Clark now has her eyes on even bigger prizes. Despite her prolific scoring, Clark twice stumbled at the final hurdle in college basketball, as her beloved Hawkeyes suffered consecutive national championship game losses in 2023 and 2024. To make up for that, Clark will not be satisfied until she wins in the pros, and her team believes they are closer than ever to that goal. In a recent interview, Fever guard Lexie Hall discussed the successful 2024 season, but she remarked that another 2020 record in 2025 wasn't exactly the objective. "Getting to the playoffs was great, but getting there and winning is the goal," Hull said, firing a warning shot to the rest of the league as to what the Fever believes it can achieve next season. The game has changed in Indiana since Clark's arrival. A previously rudderless franchise that had not reached the playoffs since 2016 secured the 6th seed in the 2024 playoffs. And though the Fever lost out in a best-of-3 series to the experienced Connecticut Sun, Indiana soon made a statement by poaching the Suns head coach to replace the beleaguered Christy Sides. Now, hopes of a first championship since 2012 have accompanied Stephanie White's arrival as Fever head coach, along with expectations that Clark has another level to find in her second professional season. Clark was a shoo-in for Rookie of the Year honors last season as she averaged 19 points, 8 assists, and nearly 6 rebounds per game while shooting 34% from three-point range. In year 2, she will be an early favorite to win WNBA MVP honors, which might well be hers if she can guide Indiana to a top 3 seed. With Clark, Hull, Aaliyah Boston, and Alyssa Smith in place as the Fever's core group, Indiana will doubtless be among the most fascinating teams to watch in 2025. Clark could benefit further from extra rest, as many of the W stars are taking part in the 3-on-3 unrivaled league this offseason while Clark takes time off from the hardwood. Caitlyn Clark may have been the first pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, but she reportedly earns more than her annual salary through 30 minutes of public speaking. Clark had been projected to make less than $100,000 in her first year in the league, with an annual wage of $76,535 and a 4-year deal worth $338,056. However, the 22-year-old point guard has managed to rake in millions through various sponsorships and endorsement deals. Nike signed an 8-year deal with Clark worth a staggering $28 million, meaning she will average more than $3 million a year for wearing the brand both on and off the court. Other brands like Wilson, Gatorade, Topps, and State Farm have all cashed in on Clark, signing endorsement deals with her and boosting her net worth to an estimated $4 million as of 2024, according to Marca. Recently, Clark was reportedly able to make a whopping $100,000 from a conversation with David Letterman during the David Letterman Distinguished Professional Lecture and Workshop Series at Ball State University on December 2, 2024. Don Steinbrugge, founder and CEO of Agecroft Partners, shared his experience trying to book Clark for a speaking event on LinkedIn during the WNBA season, revealing that it would have cost quite a bit. Steinbrugge wrote, "We contacted her organization to speak for 30 minutes virtually as part of our Gaining the Edge Global Cap Intro 2024. We said she could speak any business day over a 6-week period and pick any time between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. We were told her virtual speaking fee started at $100,000, which was over our budget. She makes more in a 30-minute virtual meeting than she does over a 40-game WNBA season with her team." The CEO clarified that Clark was only being asked to make a virtual appearance for half an hour, hinting that an in-person engagement might cost even more. Caitlyn Clark shed light on why she turned down Notre Dame and how her choice to attend Iowa has ultimately paid dividends. The Indiana Fever star has been a revelation in the WNBA, scooping up Rookie of the Year after a sensational first season that mesmerized fans on the court and earned her praise for her influence on the game off it. However, Clark's impressive trajectory owes much to her 4-year stint at Iowa. She was crowned AP Player of the Year twice and is the NCAA Division I all-time highest scorer with 3,951 points. Her decision was gutsy, especially as Notre Dame clinched the NCAA Division I title just 2 years prior to her college admission. Discussing her university pick on New Heights podcast with Jason and Travis Kelce, Clark cited her close relationship with her family as a key factor. "When I was going through my options, I knew I wanted to be in the Midwest. I am a family person and wanted to stay fairly close to home, so that narrowed it down," she said. "I visited Oregon and Texas and a few other places. I liked them, but I just felt it was too far." Like many other young athletes from the Midwest, Caitlyn Clark grew up in awe of Notre Dame sports. The WNBA phenom spoke about her experience visiting Notre Dame and consideration of playing for the Fighting Irish during an interview on the New Heights podcast on Thursday. "As a kid, you want to go to Notre Dame," Clark said. "It's like the coolest thing in the world. It's Notre Dame. It has that tradition." Clark previously told ESPN that former Notre Dame women's basketball coach Muffet McGraw tried to recruit her, and that Clark's own family also wanted her to play for the Fighting Irish. "My family wanted me to go to Notre Dame," Caitlyn said. "At the end of the day, they were like, you make the decision for yourself, but it's Notre Dame." Rudy was one of my favorite movies. How could you not pick Notre Dame? However, Clark said Thursday that she ultimately made the decision not to play there because of a feeling in her gut. "I could feel it in my gut. I was like, I'm not supposed to go there," Clark said. Clark's gut feeling certainly did not steer her in the wrong direction. She ended up committing to her home state University of Iowa instead, where she played her entire four-year college career. Clark broke multiple program and NCAA records for the Hawkeyes, including the all-time leading scoring record among all college basketball players, men or women, in history. Clark also met her current boyfriend, Connor McCaffrey, while at Iowa. McCaffrey was a player on Iowa's men's basketball team for his father and head coach, Fran McCaffrey. Meanwhile, without Clark, Notre Dame fared okay, but not nearly as well as Iowa. Under the leadership of current head coach Nile Ivey, the Fighting Irish made the NCAA tournament 3 years in a row from 2021 to 24, but they lost in the regional semifinal all 3 times, while Clark led much deeper tournament runs in 2023 and 2024. Clark led Iowa to 2 straight national championship game appearances, en route to becoming the #1 overall selection by the Indiana Fever in the 2024 WNBA draft. McCaffrey was already in Indiana working on the Pacers coaching staff, and they are still in the city together as he now works on Butler's men's basketball coaching staff. Clark was named WNBA Rookie of the Year, was selected to the All-Star team, led the WNBA in assists, and helped lead the Fever to the playoffs in her rookie season. Clark was also named Time Magazine's Athlete of the Year for 2024. Indiana Fever superstar Caitlyn Clark was heavily featured in her former Iowa teammates Kate Martin 2024 Instagram dump earlier this week. "I'd go everywhere with these folks, including into year 25, Martin captioned the post, receiving over 140,000 likes.